In 1611, a book was published that would shape the English language, define Christian thought, and become a cornerstone of Western civilization. It was not a novel, not a scientific discovery, but a translation. This is the story of the King James Bible, and how it changed the world. To understand the impact of the King James Bible, we must first step into the chaotic world before it. England, late 1500s. The Protestant Reformation is sweeping Europe. Catholicism and Protestantism are locked in a bitter struggle. Bibles in Latin are no longer enough, people want scripture in their own language. But translating the Bible? That was once heresy. William Tyndale tried it in the 1520s. He translated much of the Bible into English. For that crime, he was strangled and burned. His last words? "Lord, open the King of England's eyes." Tyndale's death wasn't in vain. His work laid the groundwork for what would later become one of the most significant books ever printed. In 1603, Elizabeth I dies. The throne passes to James VI of Scotland, now James I of England. A new king. A new opportunity. James was a complex figure, deeply interested in theology, obsessed with unity. England was fractured: Puritans, Anglicans, Catholics. Each used different Bibles. The Geneva Bible was popular with Puritans but filled with anti-monarchist notes. The Bishop's Bible was official, but clumsy and unpopular. So in 1604, James convenes the Hampton Court Conference. Puritan scholars plead for reform, and James agrees to one bold idea. A new translation. Authoritative. Elegant. Free of political commentary. A Bible that would unify the kingdom. James assembles over 50 scholars, some of the most brilliant minds of the age. They are divided into 6 groups across 3 universities, Oxford, Cambridge, and Westminster. Each group is assigned specific books of the Bible. Their task is clear: accuracy, majesty, and clarity. But they weren't starting from scratch. They leaned heavily on earlier English translations, especially William Tyndale's. In fact, scholars estimate that nearly 80% of the King James New Testament is directly based on Tyndale's work. They consulted Hebrew texts, Greek manuscripts, and Latin versions. Every word was weighed, every phrase tested aloud for rhythm, meaning, and beauty. The result was not just a translation, it was a masterpiece. What makes the King James Bible so enduring? The language. This Bible didn't just translate, it elevated. Its phrases still echo today. Let there be light. By the skin of your teeth. Fight the good fight. The powers that be. A thorn in the flesh. The writing on the wall. Its style is poetic, balanced, often using parallel structure. Ask, and it shall be given you; seek, and ye shall find; knock, and it shall be opened unto you. This isn't accidental. The translators aimed for language that would be read aloud in churches. It had to ring in the ear like music. It had to feel holy. And it worked. The King James Bible helped standardize English. It influenced Shakespeare, Milton, Lincoln, and even modern pop culture. As England expanded, so did its Bible. The King James Bible became a companion to colonialism. Missionaries carried it across Africa, Asia, and the Americas. Wherever the British flag went, so did this book. In America, it took on new life. It became the voice of early colonists, the abolitionist movement, and the civil rights struggle. Martin Luther King Jr. quoted it often. So did Abraham Lincoln. Its moral authority seemed universal. And as printing became widespread, the KJV became the default Bible for English-speaking Christians for over 300 years. But no book this powerful escapes controversy. Critics note that the KJV translators didn't have access to the earliest biblical manuscripts we have today. Some words were mistranslated. Some verses were added or shaped by theological bias. Also, language evolves. What was majestic in 1611 became confusing centuries later. Several revisions occurred, the most significant in 1769, which is the version most people use today when they say King James Bible. Still, despite newer translations, NIV, ESV, NRSV, the KJV remains beloved. Some Christian groups even believe it is the only legitimate Bible. The King James Bible is more than literature. It's a worldview. It teaches morality, justice, and humility through elevated language. Its authority shaped legal systems, political ideas, and concepts of human rights. Even atheists admire its cadence. Even secular scholars study its power. It taught people how to think, how to speak, and how to believe. In the 21st century, we live in a digital, distracted world. Yet this 400-year-old translation still commands respect. Why? Because it speaks with clarity, with conviction, with rhythm and resonance that modern translations often lose. It's not just a religious document. It's a literary monument. A symbol of linguistic beauty, cultural identity, and spiritual depth. Whether you believe in its message or not, the King James Bible changed the world. And it still echoes in ours. If this journey through the King James Bible fascinated you, stay tuned. In the next episodes of our Bible series, we'll explore the forgotten books, the hidden messages, and the lost Gospels that didn't make it into the canon. Subscribe to Book Therapy, where ancient texts come alive.